When I first met her, I honestly had no idea she was a husky. She was half blind, deaf, much smaller than the other dogs, and completely unresponsive. She was a Dubai dog with a heartbreaking past. Her mother had been used for breeding, and inbreeding had left her with serious problems. She was born different, and sadly, she was treated differently because of it. She came from a situation where her mother was breeding huskies, but not all of the dogs were properly cared for. Some were looked after while others were left outside. Because she spent so much time outdoors, she never developed the thick husky coat I would normally expect. She was small, frightened, and didn't even look like the breed she actually was. Eventually, a rescue organization took her in. At the time, I had fostered dogs before, so they asked me if I would look after her. I agreed to take her in as a foster. I thought I would simply give her a safe place to recover until someone else could give her a permanent home. But that didn't happen. After about 24 hours, I already knew I wasn't going to let this dog go. Something about her had completely changed my mind. She had only been with me for one day, but I was already thinking of her as my dog.
Fiadh? Fiadh?
I even took her back to the vet because I couldn't figure out what kind of dog she was. She didn't have the typical husky coat or appearance. Then the vet told me, almost matter-of-factly, that she was a purebred husky. I was amazed. And then as she became more comfortable and started feeling safe, her husky coat began to come through. It was like watching her finally become herself. She has sight in one eye, so thankfully she can see enough to get around, but her deafness can be much harder to manage. She doesn't have normal recall because she can't hear me calling her. Instead, she has learned to use me almost like her ears. When we're outside, she'll run ahead, but only to a certain point. Then she'll turn around and look at me. She watches my reaction carefully because that's how she decides whether something is safe. If something unfamiliar happens, she looks to me for guidance. We're even trying to teach her some sign language so that we can communicate better.
You have to climb over the rope. Climb over the rope.
What amazes me most is how much she has changed. When I first got her, she was terrified and barely responsive. Now, she has absolutely no fear of people. She wants to meet everyone, and I constantly have to stop her from licking people. The transformation has been incredible. She absolutely loves daycare. She's such a social dog that the daycare staff call her the queen of daycare. They tell me she's one of the few dogs they simply can't stop from playing. She wants to be involved in everything, but if someone tries to take her somewhere without me, she refuses to go. She wants me there.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off.
She does sometimes walk straight into walls, but I don't think it's always because of her blindness. She's just fascinated by everything. You can throw a ball to one side and she'll run after it with her eyes pointed somewhere completely different. Somehow she still manages to have the time of her life. I sometimes joke that she has about one brain cell, but somehow that one little brain cell is always having fun. I was also told that huskies don't normally like water. Apparently nobody told her. She loves it. She plays in the water like a little dolphin. And every time we go to the beach, I end up bringing half of it back into my apartment. Sand gets everywhere, but when I see how happy she is, I can't really complain. She also doesn't behave like a typical husky when it comes to talking. When I first heard she was a purebred husky, I remember thinking, oh no, I live in an apartment, the neighbors are going to complain. But she rarely barks. Instead, she follows me everywhere. She is literally my shadow. I can't go to the bathroom without her following me. If I take a shower, she's there. Whenever I go out socially, she comes with me. Even when we meet friends for drinks on Friday nights, she wants to come along. She has become such a huge part of my everyday life that I honestly can't imagine doing things without her beside me. She has one incredibly bright blue eye, while the other is a little cloudy. And her tongue is probably the longest tongue I've ever seen on a dog. She's also full of energy. Whenever I make the bed, she immediately decides that it's time to destroy it again. My dad once joked that I needed to get her a psychiatrist because her zoomies were completely out of control. These days, she is completely spoiled. We're even taking her to a dog hotel for 2 nights. And of course, she has her own bed with pillows. Sometimes I look at her now and remember the frightened little dog I first brought home. It's hard to believe they're the same dog.
Fiadh? Fiadh?
People sometimes ask me if I could breed her because they like the idea of having such a small husky, but I always tell them that's not something that should be repeated. Her small size is a result of inbreeding, and with it came several impairments, including her blindness and deafness. She isn't small because someone created a new kind of husky. She is small because of what she survived.
You have to climb over the rope. Climb over the rope. Fiadh, climb over the rope.
I named her Fiadh, an Irish name meaning wild. I've always hoped that one day I'll be able to take Fiadh back to Ireland with me. Even though she was born and raised in Dubai, I wanted her to have a little connection to her Irish roots and a future filled with everything she never had before: freedom, safety, love, and the chance to explore the world in her own way. Watching her discover life has been one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had. I was supposed to foster her, help her recover, and eventually let someone else take her home. Instead, after just 24 hours, I knew I couldn't let her go. She may not see perfectly and she may not hear me, but she has taught me something I never expected. Sometimes the dog you think you're saving ends up being the one who changes your life, and I honestly can't imagine my life without her anymore.
Oh.